All right, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. Thank you so much for being here. In this episode, I want to clarify a couple of things with you. I'll try to make this video as quick as possible, but I need to actually explain a couple of things that most of you guys I see there are failing in not understanding structure, market structure, and basically what I mean is, how do you actually determine when is in fact a lower high? When is the lower high? In this case, we're on a downtrend, right? It's always, you're always wondering like, what? Okay, this is a lower high. Well, so far, this is a lower high. Is this another lower high? Is this another lower high? Is this one? Is it this one? Or is it this one? Is it this one? How many lower highs? Or where is the actual lower high? The same with the lower lows when the price is going down. Is it this one, the actual lower low? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one or this one or this one? And so on, right? Which one, in fact, is the actual lower low or lower high, depending on the structure, right? And because of this, it actually causes a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes happen, and I will show you exactly how to spot it correctly. You just do the test and you will see the big difference at this point. So basically, let's go ahead and start from the top, right? We're seeing that the market is creating a lower low. This is the first lower low, and this of course will be a lower high. In this case, for this, let me try to change the color green. So okay, so we have a lower high, lower low, right? The first structure, of course, the first breakout structure is happening here. We clearly see that the market broke this right here, and this is a BOS as a breakout structure, right? Now, after that, do you see that the market is actually doing this? After the lower high, the market is doing this, pulling back, push, and right here you see the market actually went up, but after that the price is failing to continue pushing higher. You don't see any break on this leg. You don't see any breakout. The market would have to break this high right there. What the price did is the price failed and drop instead, right? It fails and the price drops, and boom, it breaks this low right here. You might think this is the actual BOS right there. In fact, in reality, this is not yet a break of a structure. Why? Because the market needs to induce first. We're looking for the price to, in this leg, so let me do it again. Let me actually perhaps do it a little thicker line. Hold on. Let me try to put it, yeah, maybe that. Okay, let's try one more time. So we see the push, pull back. Literally what's happening right here is the market is just doing this, right? You're having a push, pulling, a little pullback right there, just a minor correction, and then drops. You see, so this right here, Jesus, that line was ugly. This right here is still not a BOS. This right here, you might think it's a BOS. So this is a next lower low, and this is another lower low, right? At this point, this is not the actual lower low. And I'm explaining the reason why. You might look a little confusing now, but this is very simple. What we're going to be looking for, guys, is this drop. This drop right here. The price is pushing up, pulling back, dropping. We need to see some inducement. We need to see the market actually do this, right? After inducing, after the market taking out this high right here, then this will become our lower low. If not, if there is no breakout of the first lower high of the first right here minor structure, right, in the small structure and the internal structure, if there is no breakout first, or inducement, right, or liquidity, inducement or liquidity, whatever you want to call it right there, if there isn't anything, then if the price, like literally the price fails right there and just drops at this point, right, this right here is still not a break of a structure. What is that then? What is it happening? what is happening in this case, it is just that leg. It's just a leg. The price is doing this, lower low, lower high, and the price is most likely continuing to do this. Now, what is happening here? You see that in this area, after the price broke right here, apparently this low, what the market is doing, pulling back, and it breaks the first high. Now right here, this is our inducement. Okay, this is what I mean by inducement, or liquidity, whatever you want to call it. It's a liquidity or inducement, right? The market is taking money, right? It's breaking the previous lower high right there. It's breaking. You see, so far in the past, it didn't break it. The previous lower high was right here in this minor structure. It didn't, right? The price failed. But now after this break right here, the price pushed and broke this. Now this right here, it definitely counts as a, let me clone this. I'm sorry, hold on. What is going on? It's not letting me clone it. Okay. So now this right here is in fact our lower low. This is our lower low. After the price induces, taking down the previous high, right there, the price pushes up. It creates our lower low right here at this point. What happens after that? The price drops and breaks. Once the price breaks this low right here, which is finally our BOS, right? Once it breaks that, it confirms that this right here is our, try to clone it again. This is our lower high at this point, right? The lower high is not this one, is not this one. The actual lower high in the external structure, it keeps actually moving like this, right? This would be, you got to push, pull back, you see, big push, pull back. And now let's see what's going to happen here in this leg. So you have a break of a structure. Now look at what's happening. The price is pulling back, right? That pullback, it is actually breaking the previous high right here. So this is inducement. The price is grabbing liquidity before actually going down. So guess what? Yes, this right here is definitely our big OS. Our next break of a structure is definitely right here. Right? You see that it starts making more sense. So this is definitely our BOS. Why? Because the market took this inducement out, took this liquidity out. So I'm gonna mark it up so you can clearly see it, right? So price took down, the market pushed up, took down the previous high to then drop, continue. So what does that mean? Now at this point, this is definitely that break of a structure right there. This actually makes this the actual next lower high. It confirms now. After the price breaks this previous structure right here, this previous lower high, this is now a confirmation of that this is actually the next lower high. Lower low, I'm sorry. This is the next lower low. And once the price, of course, pushes up, takes that, and it starts dropping and breaks now this structure, now it confirms that this right here is the next. This is the actual lower high. So you see, lower high. Let's see what's going to happen next in this push now. So we have the breakout. The price pushes up. Where's the previous or the first lower high? It's right here, right? What happened? The market is failing. It's not breaking it yet. The market is actually not breaking this thing yet. So what is going on? What is happening? The price pushes up but fails, right? And it looks like it's another BOS, but in reality, this is not a BOS. This is not a break of a structure. The price drops and then pulls back again. What is happening? Do you see any break of a structure right here or any spike or something? Maybe there was an aggressive sell or something right here, but there's nothing showing. Perhaps there was some type of order block right here in this area. Right? That's why the price just went up, touched it, and went down. But this is not a BOS. Still not a BOS. This one right here either is not a BOS yet. Right? Now, what do you see? in here, in this case, the market, after breaking this structure, going down right here, the price pulls back. Where is the breakout of the first structure? It's right here. This is our lower high in the minor, in the internal structure. The market is taking that liquidity. You see that here it didn't take the liquidity. The market never actually broke above. In this, after breaking below, right, the price pushed up, but it never break anything right here. So there is no inducement. There is no inducement right here, right? Instead, price fails. After failing, looks like a breakout, like it's breaking another structure to the downside, but then pulls back. Still, there is no inducement, no nothing. You see another drop, then it starts pushing up. This is the actual inducement, right? So after breaking this, this confirms now that this is actually our lower low, right? And now what the market did after that, the price broke right here and it broke the previous low. So this is our BOS. So when we do this now, we see that internally, you see that internally is kind of messed up. You see, right? You have a lot of challenges right now with the internal structure. The external structure is kind of simple. Let's say this is a 15-minute time frame. When you go back on a 1 hour or 4 hour time frame, what you see maybe is just a straight line, right? Just you see this and this and this, like this, right? And you have a big push right here, and then a pullback, of course, after the breakout. This right here, it's also forgot to highlight it, but this one is definitely a confirmation of the next lower high. But you see the green line, right? The green line internally, it's the external structure, and the internal structure is the tricky one because you have a lot of noise, right? So, but I hope it makes sense what I'm explaining right now. When you are on internally, when on the internal structure, that's when it gets tricky. But believe me, this is what you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention once the price drop or breaks a previous structure, right? You need to wait for the price. Like if the price breaks this high, definitely that confirms that this is a lower low. If not, you know, you might still think that, oh, okay, maybe this is actually the breakout, the actual BOS. No, it's not happening. The BOS is not yet until or unless there is some inducement. The price has to break a peak or lower high in a smaller structure, right? In the internal structure. So, because for example, sometimes you might think, oh, okay, so I see a BOS right here, and the price is, because sometimes you might actually get even confused with this one, for example. Now look at what's happening here. In this drop, you might think that this is a BOS, right? Yeah, totally. That looks like a BOS. The price broke right here, right? That's a BOS. I'm gonna mark it up. And now you see this break to the upside right here above. So holy shit, this is actually change of character. And boom, this is where you get confused. So you might be thinking that the price might actually touch an order block here somewhere to then go buying, right? But no, there is no change of character. If you look at it, there is no change of character. This is just inducement right here. It's a liquidity grab. This right here fooled you because it made you think that it's actually a lower low. The last lower low was right here, right? After the breakout, right there, the push has to break a previous higher low, has to break. There is no breakout yet. So price drops again, boom, pushes up again, just a minor. Yeah, it's just a minor push. And we're speaking internally. So this is a push right here. This in overall, like this internally, it would look like this. Externally, I'm sorry. So you see all the noise that is causing internally, and the final actual, and the actual low is here. Not this, but this, right? This is where people is getting confused, right? So this might look like a change of character and the price will go up, but no, in reality, the market would have to break an actual high. Like the market, for this to be a change of character, the market actually has to break this high, right? Or if the price is right here, for the change of character to happen, if the price is dropping right here, for the change of character to happen, definitely has to be either here, or if after this drop, it breaks, right? Thus, this is the BOS. Definitely, this is our BOS. The price starts doing this. Pushing up, right? It's breaking this, grabbing the liquidity. But the change of character would happen if it breaks the actual high right there. That would be the change of character. Then perhaps dropping to an order block somewhere here, and then you can go buy, right? I hope it makes sense, guys, what I'm trying to explain here. I know it's kind of a little confusing, and yes, it's tricky. You know, when you are in a smaller time frame, and you're coming from a big time frame, you go from externally to internally. It gets a lot of noise, but this is what is going to make you definitely a pro trader. But you see that you have many points that you might think that this is actually a lower low. No, but look closely on the structure and you will understand a lot better now. So you have to wait for the market to break and a structure, right? To break the first high. If you're on a downtrend, you have to wait for the market to break the first high, right? For then this low count as a lower low. If not, there's no lower low yet. The market can still drop, like the leg and overall, or the drop may still be happening, right? But when is it actually confirmed? When you have the liquidity. The market took liquidity here. The market broke. After that, it didn't take liquidity. Where's the line? Where would be the actual thing? Right there, right? It failed. The market never broke above. So if it didn't broke above, then this is not a lower low, right? Not yet. So price drops again. Another little pullback, another drop right there. Then in this drop, the price starts pushing up, boom. Once it breaks, because you see that from in this drop, the only high is this one. Once it breaks that high, that confirms that this is the actual lower low. Okay. Now, once the price drops and breaks this structure, it confirms that this is the lower high, right? I know you may most likely have used some type of indicators on TradingView that gives you signs that, okay, well, this is a lower high, this is a lower high, this is a lower high, lower high. You see, some like those like indicators that give you a sign that is a lower high, sometimes they are a little late, but you have to understand that the indicator will show you the sign once the BOS happens, once the break of a structure happens, right? So it's an algorithm. It's a bit more complicated to explain, but anyways, I hope it makes sense, guys, what I'm trying to explain. Let's go ahead and jump right here on the charts so we can understand a lot better right now. So what we see, we're on a downtrend, right? We're going to start perhaps with this, let's say with this low. We're going to start with this low right here, and let me change the color to red. Right, so what are we seeing? I'm seeing actually the price, after creating this low, the price pushed up. You see this push broke this. It's breaking this little high right there. Now pay attention. This is the inducement, right? As I mentioned, the market has to take liquidity first before dropping or pushing up, whatever the direction is. In this case, the market is going to the downside. So price created a low, pushed up right here, and then it started, you see all the noise, right? Because this is internal. You see a bunch of noise right here. Market created this, like that, this last high right there, and then after that it started like going in range. And then after that, what do you see? The price breaks, right? We have a BOS right here. After the BOS happens, after the break of a structure happens, what is this? This right here is our actual, that confirms that this is our actual lower high. I'm gonna put it green. That confirms that this is actually our lower high. So what do we got next? Now look at this. Market starts, yes, going very weird. Start doing this, dropping, boom, boom, breaks. Where is the liquidity here? Now look at this, pay attention. This is the first little or minor lower high, right? Right there. It breaks it, right? The price breaks this structure. So if it breaks it to the upside, that confirms that this is definitely my lower low. So let me clone that. That confirms that this right here is my lower low after the price taking inducement right there. So let me clean. This right here, it's inducement or liquidity, okay? Might be wondering, oh, what the hell is Eduardo saying now? But inducement, liquidity is basically the same thing. So this right here is liquidity, right? The market broke previous high right there. It broke it, started pushing. Now this is where you are going to be thinking, okay, but where's the order block? How do we go in on a sell? You know that normally when the price creates high and it drops like that after the BOS, the market will most likely touch. So there are a couple of order blocks right here. I would not take this one, right? Because there is no inducement yet. It's too early to go into this one. This is a trap. This is an order block, right? Right here, it's a trap order block to get in because the market just dropped and immediately pushed back up. There is no, do you see a point of liquidity? There is no formation. The market just dropped and pushed up. So this is a trap right here for smart money traders. So I normally want to see liquidity. I want to see the market either consolidating, you know, building up liquidity so I can actually get in. So maybe the order blocks, perhaps the ones attractive were right here. Jesus. This one right there, perhaps. Or the best one at the top, the one right here at the top. Normally the ones at the beginning are the best order blocks that you can take. So this is a nice supply zone right there to go selling. You see that the market actually liquidated all these guys right here, right? It took them out, pushed up, boom, before actually dropping. Now look at this, look at what's happening. That break right there, that drop created, guess what? This is definitely our BOS, right? Why is it the BOS? Why? Because, as I mentioned, the market pushed up first. This breakout of this inducement right here confirmed that this is definitely a lower low. Now, price pushing up. After that, of course, dropping. So that confirms this drop and this break of a structure to the downside after this lower low is breaking now the lower low. This is a confirmation, right? This candle broke the lower low. So this entire push, this will be now my lower high. This is my confirmed lower high. Okay, you already know when you have a confirmed lower high, you already know that the change of character is never going to happen if it doesn't break this high, right? So market is still going bearish. We're still going bearish, right? So let me show you what happened after that. Where after the breakout, where is the liquidity? Where is the first high, right? We're seeing the market doing this. The market did this, push, boom, boom, then drop right here, kind of like did this, pull back, and then boom, break, right? What do you see is the first high, the closest one, right here, right? This would be right here. This is our inducement or liquidity, right? This high, this first high would be our liquidity. What the market did, the market took that liquidity, you see? Market induced that. After taking the inducement right there, this is a confirmation that this is now my low. It's confirming after the price breaks this previous, on this drop, on this leg, right? The price broke this previous high right here, little high, minor high. Boom, it took it out, drop. After that, where was a potential order block? Potential order block was perhaps here. Oh, come on. What is going on here? It's not letting me. What is it? Not sure what's happening right now. It's not letting me draw the box. Not sure what I did. But anyways, let me see if it lets me at least to draw a line. No. What? I think the internet is messing around. Yeah, that's what's happening. Okay. Yeah, so basically I have a connection issue. So anyways, let me continue explaining. So we have this order block right there that looks like got mitigated. Yes, if I put the line here, you can see that right here in this area, the market did mitigate that. So that actually makes it, yeah, there we go. I have the internet back again. Let me go back to where we were. Yeah, sorry for that little delay right there. So I'm doing this raw. I'm not editing anything at all. So I'm just going to continue doing this thing raw. So okay, here we go. We have our box right here. This is our order block. Also at the top, as I mentioned, you could use this one or you could use this one at the top as well. But this one in particular did not get mitigated. The market did not reach that high, but the market at least took this liquidity out. Okay, so after taking the liquidity, this confirms the lower low, right? And after that, what the market does is break, right? So it breaks. Now let's see if it breaks it. Yeah, here we go. We have our BOS, right? So now look at what's happening after the breakout right here. Where is the inducement? After this leg breaking this previous low right there, the price pushed up, and look at it, it broke. It did actually break the previous lower high. It broke it. Look at that, just a little bit right there. So that is inducement. That's inducement right there. Where was the market trying to reach? Most likely there was an order block right here. I'm seeing it very little. There's a little order block right there, right? Yeah, this one didn't play out, so I'm gonna clean it. So okay, it touched that nice order block right there. So after that, oh, forgot to do it. So after this, you see this drop right here. This was the last high after the breakout, right? So this confirms that this now is the next lower high, right? And now this drop right here after breaking, look at what's happening. We have the inducement, the price pushes up, we have the inducement, that confirms again, do it again. This right here, that confirms that this is my next lower low, right? After that, the price pushes up, okay, takes liquidity out and then drops. That drop breaks this low, right? That is what? That is my change of character, my break of structure. That's my BOS, right? After that, what is happening? This now confirms that this is my next lower high, right? You see that it start making sense. And if you start drawing, your lines, you will see a lot clearer. So you gotta push, pull back, you gotta push, you gotta pull back, you gotta push, you gotta pull back, you gotta push, you gotta pull back, and now you gotta push, right? Now most likely now we're gonna have, after the breakout, we have the inducement, the price pushing up and now pulling back. So you see, like the external structure is looking a lot cleaner. It's looking like just lines, right? But if we jump in on a 15-minute, it's gonna be looking very messy, right? So let's continue doing that. After the breakout, where is our actual next low, right? Our actual next low would be lower high. We can say that this one right here, I want to take this one right here. Price did push, took the liquidity out, ended up pushing up a little bit higher to perhaps an order block right here. Maybe in a smaller time frame there was Yeah, there was most likely an order block right there, but the market did push right there, liquidated. So if it liquidated on this drop right here, this confirms that this low, in this case, let's see which one is lower. Yeah, I think this one is lower. So yeah, we're gonna put this one here. This is the actual low. Right, why is not this one? Because you see that if you draw a line, we draw a line from here to here. You see that that little wick actually breaks below a little bit. So this is the actual lowest point so far. This is my lower low. Okay, so it means that from this point, that's when I'm gonna draw. This is the BOS. The BOS happened here. Okay. Now, what is the confirmation of the lower high? Lower high would be, oh, the lower high would be here. That's the confirmation of the lower high, right? You see that the price failed to break this one. There is no change of character happening yet. The change of character will happen if the price breaks this high. If there is no breakout of that, like if the price breaks this, okay. Now market may actually be doing this, maybe touching a potential order block right here to then go buying, right? But while the market is still not breaking any important high, okay, which is in overall structure, right, on the external structure, right, bigger time frame. If the market is not breaking that, then there is no change of direction. The market will most likely continue. So it's very important, guys, to understand this, because you could be making a lot of mistakes if you don't understand when is the actual lower low, how to mark when the actual lower low is happening, what is the confirmation, when is the actual lower high, where is positioned the lower high, right? You might think that this is an actual lower high right here. No, the actual lower high is confirmed after everything that I have explained, right? The price pushes up, right? Takes liquidity, the first little minor lower high right there, it takes it out. After that, this confirms that this is a lower low. After that, after taking, you see it's repeating on the top, like this right here. Let me see if I can do it here. This right here is literally repeating. It's repeating here. Like what you see here, you're gonna see it here. So if once the price pushes up, right, it breaks the previous structure, then pushes up and breaks the previous lower high. It breaks it to the upside. That confirms that this is my low. Same thing here, right, on this. Now after that breakout right there, the price start dropping and breaks. After breaking, now this low, this confirms that this is my lower high, and so on. You see, it's kind of like it takes a little while to understand it, but this is the correct way and the proper way to find and to draw your structure, okay? To understand how the market moves and when and where to highlight actually those zones. Where's the lower low, lower high? Because the markets in overall has a lot of structure, and I know, I get it. It's quite complex to understand, but you know, once you start doing this, you will see a lot cleaner. The chart is a lot cleaner, right? Nice push, pull back, and so on, right? So you have external structure and you have internal structure, which is a lot messier. But I hope it makes sense, guys. If you like this type of content, if you're really learning with this type of things, I would really appreciate if you give it a big thumbs up. You know, it motivates me to keep looking for content for you guys and helping you guys on understanding structures, understanding how to trade smart money concepts, and not just smart money concept, just understanding the trend, right? Actually understanding how the trend moves and the structure in overall. Okay, so thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Take it easy, guys.